Go ahead and remove the tire. Take a screwdriver and a hammer and tap around the dust cap until it pops off. Pull the legs of the cotter pin down with a pair of side cutters and pull the pin out. Now slide off the lock washer. Remove the nut now and rock the brake drum slightly, and this will cause the outer bearing to come off. There will be a tooth washer that comes off first, then the bearing. Rock the brake drum completely off now. Take your approved brake cleaner and spray down everything from top to bottom, making sure that the runoff drips into your oil drain pan and is disposed of properly. Now let everything dry. Now you want to remove the spring near the top on the left. Take your brake spring tool and put it over the knob at the top that the spring is hooked into. Turn the tool to the left and the spring will pop off. When you remove the left spring, this guide plate will come off with it. Just set that aside as well. Go ahead and repeat the procedure on the spring on the other side. Now you can remove the end of this cable from its upper mount. Remove the spanner from the peg as well. At the bottom, you'll see a spring that's attached in the center and comes around from the left side. Go ahead and pull it off. That's the other end of the cable. Go to the bottom and use a screwdriver to pop this spring off. You can see here how it's wrapped around that arm. When you pull that spring off, rotate the arm up and pull it off. Now you can completely remove the spring. Now here you can see another spring we need to remove. Use your brake spring pliers and pull that right side out. Now just pull it off of the left side and set it aside. Spread the shoes apart slightly at the bottom and remove the brake adjuster. Back at the top, you can see that there's a bar with a spring around it. Just lift it out. Take your brake spring tool and put it over the washer and the spring on the rear brake shoe. Give it about a quarter of a turn and the washer and the spring will come off. At this point, the rear brake shoe is ready to come off. Now take your brake spring tool and put it over the washer and the spring on the front brake shoe. Just as on the rear shoe, give it about a quarter of a turn and the washer and the spring will come off. The shoe can now slide out. And you'll see that to take the shoe off, you must pivot it off the arm that's holding it on. Take your new brake shoe and slip it over the arm. Make sure that your new shoes look just like the old ones you took off. Slide the shoe back into its original position and hold it into place. The top of the shoe should fit against the anchor peg at the top. And this part will line up with the wheel cylinder. Make sure that the pin near the center is coming through that hole in the middle. Hold the pin in place and put the spring and washer on using your brake spring tool. Push in and give it all about a quarter of a turn so that the shoe is locked into place. Now put your new rear shoe on. The new shoe may come with this peg installed. If it doesn't, just push the peg out of the old shoe and press it into the new one. Again, hold the pin in place and put the spring and washer on, and using your brake spring tool, push in and give it all a quarter of a turn so that the shoe is locked into place. Now take the brake adjusting mechanism and spin the end until the mechanism is as short as possible. Now set it between the brake shoes like this. Take this spring and hook one end into this hole on the left. Stretch the spring across and hook the other end into this hole on the front brake shoe.